Dhammo or Bodhidharma, it was an Indian prince who decided he didn't want to live an easy, rich life. He wanted to like actually feel what being a human being is, you know, in all the aspects. So he gave up all that, you know, easy life of richness and easy, and he started wandering. He ended up in China. When he arrived to the Shaolin temple, which already existed, but it wasn't like a martial temple. It was just a Buddhist temple. He wasn't accepted. So the Dhammo decides to go to a cave near the temple, and he sits for like 9 years and meditates. During the break, he started noticing his body decaying. So he started using a little bit of a yoga, Indian yoga, and he starts observing the animals and start mimicking the animals. That's what basically what Shaolin Kung Fu begins. After 9 years, he's finally accepted. After 9 years of sitting, facing a wall, meditating, he actually left a mark on the wall of his shape. Mind through fist. Fist meaning the practice of the martial art. Through the practice of the physical moves, you study your mind. You get to know yourself. When you know yourself, you go through life without confusion. I consider myself a lucky man. I remember my story is really simple. Being a kid in Argentina, I never missed one episode of Kung Fu with David Carradine. And I remember sitting there and going like, not even blinking, and in my mind going like, I want to do that, I want to do that. I want that in my life, and crave it. Discipline. Discipline and pushing your limits. We have become a lazy society and drive-through society. I got lucky. Or it's a karmic reward or whatever you want to call it. At the age of 12, me, myself, I went like, I want to be a soldier. And like I always, you know, I give this analogy. At that age, you're like hanging out with your friends, playing video games, chasing chicks. I was crawling with a gun, making my body, you know, strong, and my will, not only the body, the will. The will. That was huge. I did that from like 12 to 26, but after the school, I went to the Naval Academy and became a Marine officer. And one day, you know, I had enough. And I was like, this is not what I want. I already got what I need. Thank you very much, sir. I got the discipline from you. I get to push my body, forge it for the older years. My teacher always says, how do you make a good sword? King, 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 king. You beat it up 3,000 times. Same thing with your body. How do you make a good body? You beat it up. Bam, bam. You push the limits. By beating up, it's an analogy of pushing your limits. Mind through fist. That's a Chinese, how they say it. Translating it into the Western, you know, mind, we like, you know, words. It means basically understand yourself, so you're always in control. Therefore, you go through life always in charge. Before I started studying Shaolin Kung Fu, Kung Fu basically, and Tai Chi Chuan, I didn't do any martial arts training. First, because I knew from the beginning what I wanted, and second, because, you know, like I said, life took me into the military. You know, I did a little taekwondo, a little, you know, hand-to-hand combat. That's basic that you do in the military. But it was just, you know, two guys beating each other up, no art, no philosophy behind. Choosing a martial art or religion, it's like buying shoes. You have to buy the shoe that fits you, or else you're going to be in a lot of pain. That's it. And walk funny. This is my saying. Whoever is ready to find the school will find it. Sifu, or the teacher, gives you the sword. You sharpen it. All I can do is give you the skills. You have to go and do the work. You have to sharpen the sword. You start integrating it with your body. Mind and body become one. I always say the same thing. The body follows the mind. The body follows the mind. The outside shows the inside. So eventually, and once again, like we say in the beginning of the interview, basically what you're doing, you're improving yourself internally. The outside, it's just an outcome. I have left it, or I have stopped practicing and come back to it. I do it all the time. It's part of a practice. The way that I see it, you have to destroy what you have created in order to make it grow again stronger. What I do, basically, it's like self-sabotaging myself. I reach a level that I'm in a really good, skill level, and then I stop practicing, or I go do, I get lazy, but then I come back with more energy. The analogy that I always give: if the forest doesn't burn down, if you don't destroy what you have created, you cannot rebuild it again. The reason why I ended up, practicing or making Kung Fu, it's a lifestyle for me. I can't tell if I find it or it found me. All I can tell you is like it makes me a better person. Through the practice of Kung Fu, once again, we go back to what I said earlier, I understand myself, not only my good sides, but also, my dark sides or my failures. The moment that you acknowledge all that, you can actually work on them. The moment you acknowledge your good things and your bad things, you're in control. So I cannot tell if I found Kung Fu or Kung Fu found me. I believe that it's something that I'm wrapping up. It's something that it's a process that I've been doing through many lifetimes. I find it extremely not easy, natural. It's not easy. It's never easy to practice it or learning the moves, the forms, but it's natural to me. It's natural. It's like here's a glass, here's a water. This is how you drink. It's like it makes sense. Whatever we do, whatever we teach, whatever we think we choose to do in our life, it's in order to touch lives. So if pursuing your passion, you can touch at least one life, your job is done. That's the life that I want. That's how I want to spend this lifetime, pursuing that